Got Kyle Loomis joining us from E2C Network. Kyle, what's going on today?
Not too much. Just trying to get through the summer so we can start having some legitimate college football talk to mull about around the water cooler.
Well, hopefully we will not be having illegitimate college football talk for the next few minutes here. Let's talk
Yeah.
some recruiting. Let's
Yes,
start
sir.
there because people are so super excited to see Cam Coleman this year on the field, and of course that wide receiver class was outstanding and will need to be to supplement, of course, the passing game and see something. So, how does this year's haul at this point compare? Is Auburn off to a good start?
Well, Hugh Freeze, when he was brought in, one of the things that he used to sell himself, obviously to the decision makers, but to the Auburn people, was his ability to recruit from the past. And that has carried over in very good measure here at Auburn so far. I think what he was able to pull together in a very short time in that initial class, kind of, if you want to call it a half class when he got here at the end of the Brian Harsin era, his first full one last year was pretty good as well. But we're talking about the 2025 class already being in the top 10, and some would argue really making a case to be in the top 5 at this point. Now, if you go to different rankings sites, you're going to find them anywhere from like 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere in that vicinity. A top 10 class this early in the 2025 class. So I would say that recruiting is going very, very well on paper. Obviously, we always talk about the stars they come in with don't matter as much as the stars that they leave with. But on paper, Hugh Freeze is doing exactly what we thought he would do, what he sold himself on as a coach, what he brings to the table, what he would do for Auburn. The cupboard was not bare at Auburn, but it is being filled up very, very strongly by Hugh Freeze in only his second full year of having a full recruiting cycle to work through and work his magic. So we're pretty pleased right now with what's going on.
Are there any particular targets out there that will make this an extremely successful class if they lean the Auburn way and finally make that decision, as opposed to, there's always that collection of players that are near the top at their positions that have your particular team, Auburn in this case, in that group of 4 or 5 that you're holding out for. So who would be those guys?
I've got to say the word that every Auburn fan right now was thinking as you were asking that question. And his name is Julian Lewis, or Juju as his nickname. He's a current Southern Cal commit. He just got done with a visit to Auburn. It was a very big recruiting weekend for Auburn. Very successful, I think, getting the commitment of Eric Winters, the defensive back that has been long thought he would commit to Auburn, finally did. But when you talk about who's out there, who are Auburn fans focused on, it's quarterback, USC commit, Julian Lewis. I get asked within 5 minutes anytime I go live, is Juju going to commit? Obviously, the answer is I don't know. Obviously, if you take him off face value and what he's saying after his visits, when he's asked questions, when he's doing an interview, it all sounds promising, right? But he's still committed to Southern Cal. Obviously, you would hope that this weekend was maybe that final push that he needed to make that decision to flip. The question also is out there, do you need another quarterback? Because you just brought in Walker White in this last class. And does he need to bring that extra piece into the quarterback room right now? I would say if you always have the opportunity to bring in a talent that seems like Juju is, you definitely take that opportunity and bring him in to create competition, because competition makes everybody better. But if you want to talk about names that people are focused on right now in the Auburn space, Julian Lewis is the only one that you will hear people asking about, wondering about, lamenting about. Will he commit? Only time will tell.
Kyle Loomis, E2C Network. So the unique situation there on Kyle's YouTube channel is that it is Auburn through and through. Everything concerning Auburn athletics, the community, the vibe, the environment, the history, the tradition, the brand, everything involving Auburn. Take the deep dive, head on over there to E2C Network.